Right now, the Diocese of Madison is taking a close look at more than 70 years of personnel files, looking for evidence of abuse. We'll tell you why they decided to launch that investigation.
And funeral services are set for the Madison firefighter who died while competing in the Ironman competition. What his colleagues have to say about him as they still look for answers.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us on this Thursday, June 13th. I feel like I'm rubbing my hands together.
Warming up.
I literally am. My hands are freezing this morning.
I keep having to look at the calendar because it's June 13th, but here we are. It's like Christina has the headband on. You still have the jacket.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening?
I want the gloves this morning, but I'm just not doing it on principle because it's mid-June.
Leave them at home.
That's right. It is a little chilly outside this morning, but it's going to be better than it was yesterday. That's the good news. Here's a live look from the WISC-TV Skycam. We're actually seeing the sunshine today. Clouds are quickly clearing the area to the east, so we'll look for sunshine all day today. It is chilly, though. I expected us to continue to drop, and we have 49 now in Madison. 52 still in Janesville, that's the warm spot in our area, but most locations are down in the 40s this morning. Now, it's still going to be a little bit cooler than it should be, but it'll be better than yesterday. 67 degrees for the high. That northwesterly wind, though, keeping a bit of a chill in the air today. Here's a look at your traffic maps early this morning. Roads are dry. So far, traffic has been pretty good, and we're not seeing any major delays or issues right now. We zoom the map out around Dane County. You won't notice any accidents or stalled vehicles or anything really that's going to slow you down just yet.
Boy, I was surprised at how cold it got last night, too.
Yeah, that was a pretty strong cold front, so once the skies cleared, temperatures drop pretty quickly.
We're not taking out the gloves.
No gloves.
We're not doing it.
We're strong.
We'll make it.
At least for June and July.
Please.
August is off the table.
Oh, boy. All right. Thank you, Hattie.
You're welcome.
6:02 right now, the Catholic Diocese of Madison will voluntarily undergo a full review of their clergy personnel files for evidence of sexual abuse. The diocese announced yesterday they have hired an independent security and investigation firm to review clergy personnel records dating back to the 1940s for any evidence of sexual abuse. To date, 7 priests have credible claims against them. This will look for any more, and if any are found, the diocese says they'll publicize those names too.
First is about continuing to build trust. You know, I think even worldwide, trust in the system, trust in bishops, trust in even cardinals, and at every level has been broken. And so we want to continue building trust.
This investigation was something the late Bishop Robert Morlino said he wanted for every diocese. A new bishop is taking over in 2 weeks, and the diocese says he is in full support of this move.
More local news now. Funeral services will be held on Sunday for Madison firefighter Todd Mahoney. His colleagues say they're hurting following his unexpected death this week. He was found unresponsive in Lake Monona Sunday as he competed in the swimming portion of the half Ironman. He later died at the hospital. He was 38 and lived in Reedsburg with his wife and 3 boys, all under the age of 11. Firefighters talked yesterday about Mahoney's passion for the fire service. They described him as a health enthusiast who was in good shape and had been preparing for the competition.
I mean, we always want to try to find a reason why for closure, but really there's doctors couldn't give us a reason why this happened, so that makes it even that much harder to kind of comprehend.
There are still questions about the cause of Mahoney's death as he didn't have a known medical condition. The sheriff's office and the medical examiner are investigating.
Right now, Madison police are releasing this photo of a man who is suspected in an attempted homicide investigation. Police say he is one of 2 people involved in an armed home invasion and attempted homicide Tuesday morning on McKenna Boulevard. During the fight, the victim suffered a graze wound to the head.
New this morning, there is a GoFundMe out there to help the victims of a fire in Barneveld that caused serious damage to a family business. Cox Welding Shop has been in business for almost 30 years, but they're looking for help paying for the damage from that fire. So far, more than $1,000 has been raised toward their $25,000 goal. We'll have a link to that GoFundMe up on our website, channel3000.com.
We know most kids are on summer break, but a new app could make parents' lives easier when next school comes around. Parents in the Milton School District will be able to use the app Where's My Bus? It's based off a partnership with Go Right Way, the district's main bus carrier. It's going to allow parents to check and see where their kids' buses are in relation to home. School board member Karen Hall says the decision to get the service was made with parents in mind, as the district often gets calls asking where the buses are.
It will certainly let parents know, obviously, where their child is, as far as after school, making sure somebody's home for them, if the bus is running late, or even if the bus is early.
Hall also says the app could help alert parents if there was an emergency, such as a bus crash. Milton is the second district that Go Right Way provides the service for. She thinks other districts will also follow suit.
6:05 your time now. Parents of new high school graduates have just 2 months left to soak in that time with your kids before college.
That means you also only have 2 months left to have an important conversation with them, the money talk. Our Christina Laurie is live this morning about what you need to know to make that transition now ahead of college a little easier. Hi, Christina.
Good morning, Josh and Leah. So as you said, college is a time for a lot of changes. So making some easy changes this summer with your college kid will help ease that transition even more. Rejoining us this morning is financial advisor Mark Farnan. Thank you so much for being with us.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about credit cards. When is the right time to get your kid a credit card?
Well, if a child is responsible with their money, it's a good time to get a credit card because it helps build credit. And a credit card is a good tool. It's very useful when you need it. It can also be a bad tool because it can get you into trouble. Over half of college students have credit cards. And what's important to keep in mind is you always want to pay off your charged amount for the month, each month, so that you don't carry a balance on which you'll have to pay interest. And one thing that most people don't always understand about credit cards, and especially students, is that if you don't pay your credit card on time, or if you consistently go over your credit limit, the credit card companies are going to raise your interest rates higher and higher, and ultimately cancel your card. So you want to be very responsible with your card.
And that's going to impact you for a long time, far past college.
Exactly
so there are
right.
so many credit card options out there. How do you know which is best for your kid?
Look very carefully at the terms of the credit card and what the interest rate, of course, is the most important thing to look for. And if you can find a credit card that has a zero interest for a period of time, that's a good one to start with. So basically, the interest rate is the thing you want to look at.
Okay, great advice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And we're going to keep Mark out here with us. He's going to join us for the third most important conversation you should have with your kids before they head off to college this fall. But for now, I'm going to send it back to you, Josh and Leah.
I think important conversations for a lot of people that are dealing with money too, Christina. Thank you so much. We'll see you just after 6:30.
6:07 your time now. June is Alzheimer's Awareness Month, and there may be new hope for the thousands of families affected by this heartbreaking disease. Our medical expert, Dr. Mandira Mehra, is in next to talk about a potential breakthrough vaccine that could help prevent Alzheimer's.
It is definitely not feeling like the first day of summer break for kids in Madison today. Hetty says we might not even break 70 degrees. Remember, it is June 13th, people. She's tracking a cooler and drier forecast ahead on News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning from the Hattie-O patio. A little breezy and chilly outside this morning, so if you're headed out the door early, you'll want at least a sweatshirt, if not a jacket. We do have the sunshine, though, in the forecast today, so it's going to be better than it was yesterday. Take a look at the rain amounts over the last 24 hours. Quite a soggy afternoon, especially for southern Wisconsin. We had a few spots pick up over an inch of rain, one of the higher amounts north and east of Madison up towards Beaver Dam. We also had some higher amounts in and around Greene County and Monroe yesterday. Officially at the airport, about 1/3 of an inch of rain, but I know I had about 1/2 an inch in my rain gauge on the west side of town. No rain, though, in the area this morning. The rain has already cleared to the east. If we zoom the map out, you'll see that it is dry across Minnesota and Iowa. So good news for today, a dry forecast. Clouds are lagging a little bit behind that rain, but they're clearing pretty quickly for southern Wisconsin this morning. Skies are already clear here on the west side of town. This is what it looks like in Platteville this morning. Clear skies there. Sun is up. Temperatures, though, are a little chilly. 49 in Madison, 48 in Platteville, down to 46 in the Dells. As you head up north towards Black River Falls, temperatures dip into the 30s. And there is a northerly wind this morning. It's around 15 miles an hour. It'll stay strong through the day. So even through the lunch hour in the afternoon, we're looking at a 10 to 20 mile an hour breeze, maybe gusting higher at times. So that's going to keep a chill in the air today. Sunshine, though, will help us warm up a little bit more than yesterday. Your future track forecast model shows you how those temperatures warm today. We should be back into the mid-60s by lunchtime, topping right around 67 in most locations. Maybe a few spots a little bit closer to 70 degrees. Through the evening hours, still a little breezy. Those winds or those temperatures will be dropping back into the 50s, though, by 10 or 11 o'clock. So another cool night is expected tonight. Temperatures will bottom out around 49 degrees tomorrow morning. We're looking at highs then in the mid-70s finally on Friday. Still breezy tomorrow, but it's a southerly wind, so that's why we're a little bit warmer. Are still watching some rain chances from Friday night through the day on Saturday and Saturday night. Right now, it looks like most of Sunday will be dry with highs in the low to mid-70s for Father's Day. Temperatures stay in the 70s as we head through next week. Now let's get a look at those traffic maps this morning. We'll show you what's happening on the roadways. Looks like Park Street is a little slow both directions as you head in and out of downtown areas. No major issues, though, right now on the Beltline. No accidents to report around Dane County, so travel looking good as you head into the capital city. In downtown, still a little early for those volume delays. Expect the volume to increase, though, over the next couple of hours. Your drive times and speeds still looking pretty normal for this time of the morning. And that's your First Alert traffic.
Hattie, thank you. It is 6:14 right now. A local doctor is teaming up with former Badger legend and NHL player, hoping to get more people to learn more about the benefits of CBD oil.
Local OBGYN Fred Melius has come up with Nazadol, believed to be the first CBD product on the market, delivered via nasal spray. Melius timed up with a longtime friend, Stanley Cup and NCAA champion Adam Burish, to promote the product. Burish says he became a believer while looking for an alternative to popping pills to deal with the pain caused by his decades on the ice.
I said, Fred, I just want to use it. I said, if it's going to help me, because I don't want to take pills anymore.
I think right now, unfortunately, a lot of people who are using these products are getting their advice on how to use them and how to administer them and what they might be helpful for from non-medical professionals.
You can learn more about Nazadol and why this local physician and Badger great say it has the ability to change lives, plus what it sets it apart from all the other CBD products out there. Our Eric Franke will have that story tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
So it's something I think a lot of us are guilty of, falling asleep with the lights or TV on.
Oh yeah, I know I am. But new research is suggesting that might actually lead women to pack on a few extra pounds. Here to explain why is Dr. Mandira Mehra from SSM Health. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is a really interesting study. How could the two things be related?
I know, and it's definitely not something we want to hear because, like you said, Josh, probably more than we want to admit, we're probably guilty of that, whether it's Netflix, being on your phone, maybe watching your favorite news channel. A lot of us do fall asleep with some kind of light on, and usually artificial light, of course. So TV, bright lights. This study was amazing. It looked at 43,000 people, so very large study, and people between the ages of about 35 and 77. And what it looked at is that over a certain time period, you were more likely to gain somewhere between about 11 pounds pounds if you slept with some kind of artificial light on. And the risk of being overweight or obese increased by about 25 to 33% also. So really what we're talking about here is that, you know, we always talk about this, guys. We're losing the war on obesity. We're losing the war on just healthy lifestyles. And if this is true, that maybe having these artificial lights on can cause us this weight gain, then here's something that we can just tell people. Keep the lights off when you go to bed, really maintaining those healthy sleep hygiene habits. Now, the most important thing to remember here is we're not saying that keeping the lights on causes weight gain or that weight increase. What we are saying is there some association? And now we need to really figure out, is it maybe people that have those habits have other unhealthy sleep habits? Maybe they're eating before they sleep, blah, blah, blah. That association does not mean causation. But if there is an association, we're going to look more into it and really try to figure that out.
All right, the other topic we want to touch on this morning, researchers are looking at a vaccine for Alzheimer's, and this seems like some very good news if this is something that can happen.
This is great news and really timely because, you know, this month is obviously Alzheimer's Awareness Month. So really important to discuss that if there is an injection or a vaccine or something that can be preventive, you know, used to prevent Alzheimer's, that would be amazing. Really, it's only been shown in mice so far, but what this study showed is that mice that were injected with a certain medication that destroyed a tau protein, and we always talk about that pathological buildup of the protein in the brain that then is associated with Alzheimer's. The destruction of that tau protein with this medication showed that mice were able to do things faster and better. So they were put through a series of tests, like going through mazes, and the mice that were injected with this medication or potential vaccine did these tests and these mazes much faster than the mice that were not. So the implications of this are amazing, is that if there could be a vaccine out there to say, hey, this would prevent you from having Alzheimer's or take care of some of those symptoms, I mean, that would just change so many lives. The important thing here is that not all medications that work on mice, for example, necessarily work on humans the same way. However, a lot of our amazing medications did start really at that mouse level and then translate to humans. So I think in the next couple of years, we'll be hearing a lot more about this.
All right, Dr. Mara, always with the good talk for us.
Great to be here.
Good to see you.
Thanks for coming in.
All right, 6:18 your time now. It is not just kids in Madison sleeping in a little later than normal this morning, now that the school year is done. A beloved cross guard is also catching a few extra Z's after hanging up his vest and stop sign for good. We're going to introduce you to him coming up.
And if the kids are home on break now, it's definitely not looking like a pool day. Sorry, kids. Hattie's updating your Thursday forecast next. Thanks for starting your day with us on News 3 Now this morning. Welcome back at 6:22 on a Thursday morning, and at least there's some good news because we have some sunshine this morning, which we haven't had yesterday.
They just changed the camera for you.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
It was gonna be Platteville.
the polar bear.
Polar bear decided not so much of a pool day right
He
now.
preferred yesterday more than. Oh, there we go. Look at that sunrise.
Yeah, we like that.
Ta-da.
Yeah, even
No
though it's
clouds
still
either.
gonna be cool. At least we have the sunshine today. That's the good news. So baby steps back to more summer-like conditions, but certainly doesn't feel like summer this morning. Outside here in Madison, 49 degrees, 46 in the Dells, 48 in Mineral Point and Platteville. It is a rather chilly start to the day. Northerly winds will be with us all day, keeping that chill in the air. Skies are clearing though. Here's the back edge of the clouds working its way through eastern Dane County. Those clouds will continue to clear the area. One more day with bus stop forecast. Oregon students, this one is for you. I know you still have school today. Good luck on finals and have a good last day of school. Looks like temperatures will be a little bit better than yesterday, hitting highs right around 67 degrees. And at least we have sunshine. And that's your bus stop weather forecast.
All right, Hattie, thanks so much. 6:23 right now. Yesterday was the last day of school, not just for students in Madison, but also a well-known crossing guard.
Yeah, Kern Blocker has been helping people cross the streets safely for the past 7 years. Yesterday, though, he waved his stop sign for the last time. He says it's a bittersweet day, but he will never forget the memories he's made and the people he's befriended along the way.
I'm going to miss this place, without a doubt. I am going to miss this job. But situations occur, and we must move on.
Kern was hoping to make it to 10 years doing this, but had to step away due to medical reasons. He says he will miss the friends he's made along the way, but he won't miss getting up at 4:30 every morning. I agree with you there, Kern.
That's an incredible story. What an incredible guy for putting in all of that time and effort, because that is not an easy job, especially on those rainy days, those snowy days. You know, you're always out there no matter the weather, so.
We talk a lot on the show about how just a smile and a wave can completely change somebody's morning, so good on Kern for helping to make everybody a little cheerier in that early morning.
And there's a lot of people in that role across the city, too, and across the state. So, yeah,
congrats
all
on your
props to them.
retirement.
And enjoy sleeping in.
Yes, we're jealous. All right, 6:24 your time now. We are now less than a month away from a somber anniversary in Sun Prairie. We'll tell you how that community is planning to remember last summer's deadly explosion.
And a redevelopment project on Madison's north side is getting a big boost thanks to a state grant. We'll tell you what's in store for the former Oscar Mayer plant and more local news when News 3 Now This Morning continues.
Your yard might be the next location for a bus pad here in Madison. We'll tell you how you can find out as the city works to make their stops more accessible.
And we're having the money talk with a financial advisor this morning, what you and your students should know about loans before they head off to college this fall.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning, folks, and thanks for waking up with us on this Thursday, June 13th. It's going to be a great Thursday. The sun is out. It's not raining. We can take that. And it's Friday Eve.
It's the little things, right, Hattie? Make us happy out there.
The trifecta, yeah, I think Friday Eve being maybe the most important of those. But we do have a better forecast than yesterday. Yesterday, though, if we're using that as a comparison, the bar set pretty low. Temperatures barely made it into 60s with a lot of rain through the day. No rain in our forecast today. In fact, sun is up. We have just some high-level clouds that are working their way through the area this morning. Otherwise, a nice day. Temperatures have dropped into the 40s in most spots, although Camp Douglas is a little chilly this morning. 39 degrees, 49 here in Madison, 48 in Mineral Point and Prairie du Chien. So it's definitely chilly outside this morning. There's also a north wind around 10 to 15 miles an hour. It is expected to stay pretty breezy through the day, but with that sunshine, high temperatures will reach 67 later on this afternoon. Now, let's take a look at those first alert traffic maps. You may notice different levels in traffic today as schools end for the year. There's still is some pretty high volume, though, on Park Street, north of the Beltline. So be aware of that situation. Otherwise, no other accidents to report right now. Travel in and around Dane County looking pretty good at this hour.
News to start us off for Thursday morning, Hads.
That's true.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We start this half hour with 3 things you need to know on your Thursday. First, the Catholic Diocese of Madison is voluntarily reviewing its clergy personnel files this morning for evidence of sexual abuse. The diocese has hired an independent investigation firm to review those records, dating back to the 1940s. To date, the church has released the names of 7 priests who have credible claims against them. If more names are found during this investigation, the diocese says those will be reported as well.
President Trump says he might be willing to listen to information from foreign governments about election opponents. In an Oval Office interview, President Trump was asked if he would accept information from China or Russia or hand it over to the FBI. The president said, quote, "I think maybe you do both." He says he thinks there isn't anything wrong with listening to what he calls opposition research. Democrats in Congress say that could potentially be illegal.
The third thing to know this morning, from worst to first. The St. Louis Blues were in last place just a few months ago, but they're now the NHL champions after winning their first ever Stanley Cup last night. The Blues beat the Boston Bruins in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals to win their first championship in franchise history. Congrats to them.
Yeah, an incredible game there. In more local news at 6:31 this morning, the city of Sun Prairie says it will be hosting a remembrance ceremony next month, marking the 1-year anniversary of the deadly explosion that claimed the life of a firefighter, Captain Corey Barr. On Wednesday, July 10th, the city says all community members are welcome to attend as an opportunity to acknowledge the various organizations whose efforts kept the community safe and assisted in the aftermath and recovery. It will be held at Fire Station 1 starting at 6 o'clock and wrapping up around 7.
The city of Madison is upgrading more than 400 Metro bus stops to meet accessibility standards, and one might be coming to your doorstep next. All those changes will take place on city property, but some homeowners have been frustrated with miscommunication on where exactly they're going in. The city says it has learned from that experience. They're in the process of mailing notifications to all homeowners who might be affected. Those should be in your mailbox by the end of the week. But in the meantime, you can look up whether your home is on the site of one of those projects on our interactive map. That's up right now on Channel3000.com.
The old Oscar Mayer plant will officially be getting a makeover. The Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation and Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway announced a new state grant yesterday that supports the redevelopment of the Oscar Mayer building. $250,000 will be used for the revamp. The Oscar Mayer plant was closed after a multi-billion-dollar merger. It takes up 1.8 million square feet of total space.
All right, 6:32 your time on this Thursday morning. Your student might be just a day or two into their summer break, but this morning we are looking ahead to the fall semester already, and for good reason.
Financial advisors say now is the time to have the money talk with your college-bound kids. Christina Laurie is live with what both parents and students need to know this morning. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Josh and Leah. The money talk isn't one of the most comfortable conversations to have, but it's arguably one of the most important you'll have with your kid before they head off to college this fall. Rejoining us this morning, financial advisor Mark Farnan. Good morning again. Thanks for sticking out here with us.
Absolutely.
So this half hour, we wanted to talk about loans. A lot of people have to take those out. It costs $26,000 to go to Wisconsin, and that's if you live in-state. So what is the biggest misconception about loans?
The biggest misconception about student loans is that a recent survey said that 68% of undergraduate students did not realize that the interest on their student loan started accruing or being charged to them, if you will, at the time they took the disbursement. Most of them think that the interest doesn't start until after they graduate. A huge misperception. Interest begins to accrue as soon as the disbursement of the funds take place.
So how do they go about finding the loan that is right for them to take out?
That's a very interesting question. The best thing is to contact the financial aid office, and the financial aid counselors there will be able to help you navigate the very detailed and complex area of student loans. What kinds of loans, how they work, there are all different kinds of providers, both government and private lenders, and so you want to see which loan is going to be best for you. But you want to read the fine print and understand the terms of the loan, very important.
And is that an event that parents should go with their kids to the financial aid office, or is that something you should send your student on their own?
I would recommend that the parents go with them. Oftentimes, a lot of the loan documents are available online, so if not going to the office is not necessary, or maybe there's not enough time, you can get those loan documents online and read them together, parents and students, and understand those terms.
We're almost out of time, but just one quick last piece of advice, money advice for a kid who's headed off to college. What is the number one thing they should think of?
Be responsible with your credit card and don't take out more than you need for a student loan. Try to minimize that loan. Try to minimize your indebtedness going forward.
Great advice. Thank you for being out here with us all morning, Mark. This is really valuable advice, and there was certainly a lot of it shared this morning, so we have a link on our website to all of Mark's advice, so you can have that at the tip of your fingertips and read through it with your students. Back to you, Josh and Leah.
All right, Christina Laurie live for us this morning. Christina, thank you.
6:35 your time now. There are plenty of activities to take part in with the family today. You just might want to make sure you're dressed for the weather.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be jumping in the pool today, but it is opening day for one of Madison's most popular summer spots. How the kids can get in for free today. That's right, free, when News 3 Now This Morning returns.
Welcome back. So we always ask you to share your morning with us. So I decided to share my morning with you guys. This is from yesterday at the Geo's Garden Golf outing. That is a nonprofit run by our dear friend Charlotte DeLeste. Was glad to take part in that. Really great effort. And the Madison Fire Department was helping me out, giving me some well-needed lessons on the green.
But it sounds like you did pretty well.
I did okay. I'm not as bad as I thought I was going to be.
You have to see that, but.
I mean, I didn't hurt anyone in the process.
The main thing.
Of 18 holes. Thanks so much to the fire department for being such gracious partners, and great job by Charlotte putting on this event. It was their 10th annual.
Awesome to see you. If you've got a photo you'd like to share with us, just go to our social media, and Lee and I will pick out our favorites and air them right here on the show.
Yes, we will.
Today is opening day at the Goodman Community Pool, and you have the chance to get your kids in for free. That's right, free, folks. The first 500 kids at the pool will receive free admission beginning at noon today. That's thanks in part to Goodman's Jewelers. Normal day prices for Madison residents are $5 for adults and $3 for kids.
So you and I have actually gone to the Goodman Pool before. We love that place.
We went there like right when it opened last summer.
Yeah, love it. Great opportunity to get there for free.
Yes, and free. Free is always good.
It's free, folks. 6:40 your time now. The weather should be good tonight maybe not for the pool, but for the second Madison Night Market of the year. You can find more than 80 food, art, and gift vendors at State and Gilman Streets from 6 until 10 tonight. There will also be music from the Overture's Rising Stars from 5:30 to 7:30, and more local music from 8 until 10. If you can't make it out tonight, the next night market is scheduled for August. Another great event happening tonight. I love that place.
And that one's free too.
That one is also free, Josh. Thanks for pointing that out.
And also tonight you can celebrate the start of the summer with your Badger family at Camp Randall. It is movie night. Fans have the chance to watch How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World from the football field at Camp Randall Stadium. Admission is free there as well for the whole family. Look at that. We're just giving you everything you need to know today.
Oh, boy.
Doors open at 6 at Gate 1.
Josh, you would be a great salesman.
Yeah, I like to take advantage of those free opportunities.
We appreciate you letting us know about them.
You betcha.
All right, it's going to probably feel like football season at Camp Randall for that movie tonight. You might want to dig out the heavier coat for your Thursday. Hattie's in next to tell us when we can expect summer to return. Looking pretty nice out there today, though.
It is. I love that sunrise shot. But first, it is June 13th. We want to say happy birthday to Lucy and all the other kiddos turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with us on News 3 Now this morning.
Soak it in, folks. That is a live look at the sunshine on the west side. Unfortunately, it's not coming with a lot of warmer weather.
But it's the sun at least.
Hey, we will take it. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful morning here in Madison.
It really is. And we're not going to be warming up that much today, Hattie, but it's nice to see that sunshine after all that rain yesterday.
Is. Yesterday was quite a gray day across southern Wisconsin, so it's nice to see that we're starting out on a different note. In fact, take a look at this shot behind me, Platteville. Clear skies there, so already a lot of sunshine in the western part of our viewing area. The rain has moved out of the region. Take a look at the Doppler track and you'll see that the rain already out over Lake Michigan, so drying out for southern Wisconsin. We are dealing with a strong northerly wind today, so that is going to keep things a little bit on the cool side. But across the upper Midwest, things are pretty quiet. Just a few showers breaking out across the Dakotas. They're not going to bother us at all today. Take a look at your future track forecast model for the Midwest. High pressure will be the big player in our weather over the next 24 hours. As it moves in, though, sort of a squeeze play with that low pressure system to the east, high pressure to the west. That will create pretty strong winds here across southern Wisconsin. It's a northerly wind, so ushering in cooler Canadian air. Skies will be mostly sunny, though, through the day today, right into tonight. As far as Friday is concerned, another storm system developing in the plains will create strong southwesterly winds. So again, a breezy day tomorrow, but this time a southerly wind means warmer temperatures for southern Wisconsin. We do get back into the 70s. Rain chances start to increase Friday night into Saturday as that system gets a little closer. So it looks like it could be a wet start to the weekend. Maybe not the best forecast for the Free to Breathe event on Saturday. Josh and I will be out there all day at Lake Farm Park on Saturday. There is a chance for some scattered showers through the day, so plan accordingly. Temperatures, though, at least will be a little bit warmer. We're starting in the 60s, climbing back into the 70s. Now, there aren't any flight delays in any of the major airports across the country. If today is your escape day, the forecast is actually looking pretty nice. I would say the western 3/4 of the United States looking dry today. Not that often that you see this many suns on the travel map. In New England and the Northeast, looking still a little wet. That's our system from yesterday. Some rain possible in Florida as well. Otherwise, a pretty nice day today. Temperatures will be a little cooler than normal for us here in Madison. International Falls, though, in the 70s, and temperatures starting to heat up across the northern plains, so the warmth isn't that far away. Our temperatures are in the 40s and 50s this morning. Let's zoom into southern Wisconsin and check those numbers a little bit. 48 in Boscobel, 49 in Monroe, and 49 here in Madison, 48 in Watertown. So 40s mid-June, a little chilly. Northerly winds combining as well. Those north winds will stay anywhere from 10 to 20 miles an hour through the day today, possibly gusting a little higher at times. That'll keep temperatures in the 60s once again. Here's a look at your future track forecast model today. Again, pretty good on forecasting those temperatures in the 40s for overnight lows. Lots of sunshine through the day. Already by lunchtime, though, mid-60s. We'll go a little bit warmer than that to the mid to upper 60s for southern Wisconsin. Staying clear through the evening hours. Winds will stay a little bit breezy through about dark tonight, then they'll diminish. Once again, another cool night, though, with temperatures dipping back into the upper 40s. We have 70s then in the forecast starting on Friday through next week, so that's good news. We'll be a little bit closer to normal. Again, there's that chance for rain for the start of the weekend. Right now, though, most of Sunday is looking dry. Look at Julian in
those
Madison
ears.
out for a walk. Love those ears. I'm going to assume Julian's a puppy. I'm going to grow into those ears maybe a little bit.
I think so, and those paws, the big paws, the big ears.
Hattie, did I hear son?
What? Julian doesn't care. He'd go for a walk in the rain.
Oh, little buddy.
Still hopeful for that Saturday forecast with our yoga event.
Oh, you too.
I know. Still a couple days, so we'll see if anything changes. I'll be keeping a close eye on
There
it.
is a backup plan indoors, people, so don't let that weather deter you from coming. So.
That's true. It's
All
a
right.
great cause.
Thanks, Hattie.
You're welcome.
Stay with us. The Morning Sprint is up next on News 3 Now this morning. 6:52, time for the morning sprint as our team gets you the most local news to get you ready to start your Thursday.
We start this morning in Madison, where the Catholic Diocese is voluntarily reviewing its clergy personnel files this morning for evidence of sexual abuse. The diocese has hired an independent investigation firm to review the records dating back to 1946. To date, the church has released the names of 7 priests who have credible claims against them. If more names are found during this investigation, the diocese says those will be reported as well.
Funeral services are planned for Sunday for Madison firefighter Todd Mahoney. His colleagues say they are still hurting following his unexpected death this week. He was found unresponsive in Lake Monona on Sunday as he competed in the swimming portion of the half Ironman. He died at the hospital on Tuesday. Mahoney was 38. He leaves behind a wife and 3 boys, all under the age of 11. His colleagues describe him as a health enthusiast who was in good shape and had been preparing for that competition.
The city of Sun Prairie says it will be hosting a remembrance ceremony next month, marking the 1-year anniversary of the deadly explosion that claimed the life of firefighter Captain Corey Barr. All members of the community are welcome to attend on July 10th. It's going to be held at Fire Station 1 starting at 6 p.m., wrapping up around 7.
And we're starting with sunshine this Thursday morning across southern Wisconsin. Skies are clear in Platteville. You can see that on the Queen Bee Radio Sky Cam. Temperatures, though, are a little chilly this morning. A lot of 40s as you look at the map this morning. Temperatures will climb through the 50s into the 60s today, topping a little bit warmer than yesterday with 67 for the high. Still dealing with a pretty strong northerly wind through the day.
Patty, thank you. Just into the Channel 3000 Alert Center this morning, at least 24 police officers and deputies are hurt after protests following an officer-involved shooting in Memphis. The police department there says protesters threw bricks and rocks at officers after a man was shot and killed in North Memphis. Marshals were trying to stop a man wanted on multiple warrants when he allegedly rammed his vehicle into police cruisers multiple times. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says the man got out of his car with a weapon before being shot.
President Trump says he would be willing to listen to information from foreign governments about election opponents. In an Oval Office interview, President Trump was asked if he would accept information from China or Russia or hand it over to the FBI. The president said, quote, "I think you can do both," and called that information opposition research. Democrats in Congress say that could potentially be illegal.
One person has been arrested in connection with the animal cruelty investigation at Fair Oaks Farms. Edgar Gardozo Vadquez from Brooke, Indiana, faces a misdemeanor animal cruelty charge and a felony charge of animal torture. The farm's founder says 5 people were responsible for the acts caught on camera and 4 were employees. Those people were all fired from the farm once learned about the abuse.
A heads up, if you drive a Ford Explorer, there is a recall out this morning for more than 1 million of the SUVs made between 2011 and 2017 that may have suspension problems. Ford says it will spend $180 million to fix that problem at no cost to the owners.
Right now, the city of Madison is sending out notices to homeowners who might have a new bus pad coming to their front door. The city's upgrading more than 400 bus stops to make them more accessible, but they're warning homeowners who live nearby after hearing some concerns about miscommunication. In the meantime, you can look up whether your home is the site of one of these projects on our interactive map, up right now on channel3000.com.
An expansion at the Alliant Energy Center might take years longer than expected after the State Budget Committee denied the governor's request for $30 million in funding. Dane County leaders say they aren't giving up, but it is a big gap to cover. They had hoped the state could pay for $30 million of the $80 million project to revamp the center.
Parents of new high school grads, you have just 2 months left to soak in time with your children this summer before they head off to school. And that means you also only have 2 months left to have a really important conversation with them, the money talk. Earlier in this program, we talked with local financial advisor Mark Farnan, who answered many of your questions and shared advice like how to help your kid build a budget. You can find a printable version of that budget worksheet on our website. It's also important you teach your college-bound son or daughter the importance of using and paying off their credit cards responsibly. Nowadays, more than half of college students have them. Also talk savings. If a student invests just $5,000 when they're 18 years old, assuming an 8% rate of return, that investment could grow to more than $200,000 over 50 years.
Christina, thank you. Westside residents will soon get their Greenbush donuts elsewhere under a new roof. But don't worry, Do not worry, maybe. Greenbush will move just down the street underneath the Regent Apartments on Regent Street. Sorry, I had to do it, folks. Greenbush is hoping for a seamless transition. It's going to stay open at its current location through August 31st, then open at the new location on the 1st of September.
All right, 6:57. Let's turn it over to Josh Tim, who does not worry about the traffic this morning. That didn't work. Hi, Josh.
I have no idea where you're going with that one. But anyway, the Beltline is still moving well this morning. So far, just the usual crowd beginning to show up westbound between Stoughton Road and West Broadway. Inbound John Nolan is starting to tap the brakes at Olin Avenue and North Shore Drive moving into downtown. Southbound Highway 151, you're delayed a couple minutes between Columbus and Sun Prairie from ongoing construction. And other main routes heading into the city, they're moving at the usual speeds with no crashes or delays. With your First Alert Traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thank you very much, Josh.
Sunshine today, finally in the forecast, upper 60s for highs.
Do not worry, we're back for you tomorrow, folks. Have a great day.